Is enough being done to protect our judges? What's going on, everyone? You're watching Sight Sounds Flavors on YouTube, sightsoundsflavors.com. If at any point in time you like this video, smash that like button. Also, please subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, and please leave a comment. You know, every court that I've been at here in Kentucky, there's sheriffs all around. 2, 3, 4, 5, sometimes 6, but always at least one. The stand where the defendant addresses the court is usually at least 15, if not 20 or more feet away from the judge. And there's a sheriff in between. This would never have happened in Kentucky. I should never say never, but this would never have happened in Kentucky. This defendant was able to lunge probably well over 10 feet, then pummeled the judge. The flagpole fell on her. I mean, it was pandemonium. There was a court person there that probably fired off like 10 or 20 punches. These punches were doing absolutely nothing. I mean, they looked like they would, but they didn't do a thing. And I don't know why non-lethal methods were not used on this guy. They should have shocked him into the next century. Now, probably not pepper sprayed him, because that would have hit the judge as well. And maybe they didn't think to use the tasers. But this should never have happened. How did he get so close to the judge? What security is provided to judges in Nevada? I mean, this is mind-boggling. This should never have happened. What kind of injuries did the judge sustain? And this could have easily been worse. Because if he could get that close to the judge, security is that lax, he could have had a pen in his hand. He could have had a sharp object. He could have seriously hurt the judge. He could have killed the judge. Why wasn't he handcuffed? Why wasn't there a sheriff anywhere nearby? How could he, why was he so close to the bench? I mean, that alone should have raised alarm, unless, of course, that's how their court is set up. I don't know. But we've got comments from all around the world of people saying, do you not protect your judges? Where are your police? How could this happen? You know, so I don't want to, you know, shame the Nevada court system, but let's shame them. How are judges supposed to preside over trials if they can't even ensure their own safety? I mean, I'm going to talk about the Darrell Brooks trial a little bit, because I talk about that trial an awful lot. And there was an instance where the defendant, I'm talking about Darrell Brooks Jr., the defendant in the Waukesha Christmas Parade trial, stared down the judge. And he was seated at his table, like probably 50 feet away, shackled to a chair. And it still scared the judge. But could you imagine if he was in the close proximity that this person was to the judge in Nevada? Someone like Darrell Brooks Jr., if given the opportunity, probably would have done the exact same thing or worse. And probably would have attacked the prosecutor, the lead prosecutor in that case, Sue Opper. He hated her. Couldn't stand her. Couldn't stand her. Probably would have done the same thing to her as he would have done to the judge. This is a guy with a history of beating on women. The mother of his own child, he ran her over with a car. What do you think he would have done to the judge or the prosecutor had he been given the opportunity? They gave this guy in Nevada the opportunity because there was no law enforcement between him and the judge. He was able to be that close to the judge. And even when he was on top of the judge, where was the police? Where was the security? What's the protocol in a situation like that? I mean, could you imagine if he would have had a pen? I mean, do I need to say more? This guy lunged 10 feet plus in the air, landed on top of a judge, beat up the judge, couldn't be held back by a guy that threw no less than 30 punches. Do you see what I'm saying? And why was he there to begin with? For assault, causing bodily injury. This guy is a thug, a menace. This guy should not be loose. This guy should not be allowed to terrorize the population. It's not like he was there for snatching a purse or, double parking or something. It's not because he was there because he got into a feud over, the price of a pound of grapes at Walmart. He was there for doing exactly what he did to the judge to another citizen. Yet he was able to get that close to the judge that he could leap 10 feet plus in the air, land on top of her, and wail on her. I mean, what kind of security is that? What are you going to do to prevent this from happening again? What, are you going to put a sign up? Do not lunge at the judge. Do not cross this point. Or what? What are you going to do? You going to maybe put a police officer there? Was a bell going to ring? Warning, you have passed the line. Warning, you have passed the line. Oh my goodness, I have passed the line. Let me take a step back. I got to be honest with you. Nevada should be ashamed of themselves. Whoever's in charge of security should be fired. Whether it's a sheriff, whether it's a court administrator, whoever's in charge of securing those courtrooms should be fired and should start a new job as a greeter in training at Walmart, an apprentice greeter. Not even a greeter, an apprentice greeter. You would stand next to the greeter and greet those that the greeter missed if it got real busy on a conditional period, because we are not sure that you could even do that. I mean, seriously, it's aggravating. It's infuriating. This judge was just doing her job, and she was doing her job. She wasn't going to give some cookie cutter sentence, some slap on the wrist, some go pick up some trash so you can go beat up someone else tomorrow. She was going to issue him some real justice. What did she get for it? A defendant that leaped over 10 feet, landed on top of her, beat her up, and could barely be restrained even at that point. Again, these comments from Chile, South Africa. I saw one comment from Myanmar. 100% on the money. Do we protect our judges here? It doesn't look like they do where this judge was at.